Hey guys, welcome back to my small engine repair channel. Today I've got a lawn tractor here that needs a new fuel line installed, and that's what I'll be showing you how to do. Now if we have a look under the tractor here, you can see that this fuel line has been rubbing on the deck somewhere. It's got a hole chewed right through it, and the grommet that goes in the fuel tank here is damaged as well, so I'll have to change the grommet and the fuel line from here right up to the fuel filter. So the first thing I'll do here is remove the line from the connector at the fuel tank. And now I'm going to remove the line from the actual connector. Now go easy when you remove this connector because you could easily snap it. So you'll end up with a part that goes in the fuel tank like this. And what you can do is remove the clip completely from the fuel line so it doesn't get caught when you pull it out. Now what you want to do is remove the fuel line from the fuel filter, and I've got a rag here to grab any bit of fuel that's going to drip, and again I'm going to remove the clip. So now what I'm going to do is just pull the fuel line, and here's the damaged part here. That was a slow leak. Even though this was a slow leak, it could eventually drain your tank. What I'm going to do now is reroute the new fuel line. I'm going to route it back slightly different than before. Before it was coming in through over there through some linkages and stuff, which is a bad place for it to be coming out of. I'm going to make it come out of here and then go all the way to the filter. And as soon as it goes down from the fuel tank, I'm going to route it on the left-hand side of the frame and up through that hole I showed you and back to the fuel filter. And basically the fuel line you need for this, guys, is a 1/4 inch inside diameter, so that's the inside of the fuel line. And here's the part number, Stens 115-295. This is a 25-foot roll. You probably don't need all this, but if you want some for other jobs, you can buy the whole roll. It's actually good fuel line. It's nice and soft. So what I'm going to do is run it from here. I'm going to grab it on this side. It's going to go down the hole here. So your line's going to be under the tractor through this hole over here, but what you want to do is put it back up and run it across or beside the frame here, all the way down to the fuel tank. Now this tractor here is quite neglected, so there's a lot of dirt here. You don't want the dirt to get in your line, so you'll have to clean that out if it's dirty like this one. Now what I'll do is run it back up a bit. And here's where you want the line to come out of and follow the frame. So run it alongside the frame and then work it all the way up the fuel tank. It's extremely difficult to film right here, but there's the fuel line. Now you'll be able to run it right up there, and once it's there, just grab it. So I've got it as far as I need it to go. I'm just going to basically stick it in the frame and the tank here just so it doesn't move. First of all, I got to clean all this dirt here because you don't want that dirt inside your tank. There's a bit of carb cleaner just to clean the outer edges. So first of all, I need to remove the grommet from the connector. This is the grommet you will need for that connector, and it stands part 125-336. There's another part number from Toro. So what I'll do here is snip it so it's easier to get off. Again, go easy when you remove this grommet from this connector. I've had a lot of customers come in, try to do this themselves, and what they ended up doing is snapping this connector. Now grab your grommet, insert it into the fuel tank. Now what I do is spray a bit of lube on it. I use this lube right here because it's wax based and it won't damage the rubber parts. I just spray the connector and make sure that the grommet is wet with the lube. And now just turn and push down. And you can use pliers as well, but be careful. And there we go. Now what you can do is put the clip on the new fuel line and install it as soon as you can so you don't lose the hose down on the ground. So now this section is all fixed up. Okay, now let's measure the line and connect the fuel filter. Now let's get the clip on. And there we go. So what I'm going to do now is once again show you where the fuel line is routed. Again, here we are on the right hand side of the motor. It goes from the filter down on the back of the engine. On this tractor, I ran the fuel line down this hole. And here's the line coming in underneath the tractor. Now I found this clip here, so I ran the hose through it. And now the hose continues, and I just put a tie strap to hold the fuel line to the frame. And at this point here, the fuel line goes right up to the top of the fuel tank. You can see it right through there. And now you can see it on top of the tank, and that's all there is to it. And basically most of the time you'll end up needing about 5 feet of 1/4 inch inside diameter fuel line. Okay, let's start it up now. So it runs good. Now some of you guys might be wondering, why did the machine start right away even though you had the fuel line disconnected? Well, that's because there was still some gas left in the carburetor. So it's not a hard job to do, guys. Just follow my video. Again, make sure to buy some good fuel line. Don't buy the cheap PVC one because it's very hard to deal with. It's hard, it's like plastic, whereas this one here is nice and soft. And make sure you're routing it to where it will not hit any moving parts, because if it does, it will wear the fuel line through like you saw earlier with the old one. And if my video has helped you guys, please make sure to like it, subscribe, and to follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. You guys have a great day.